This emote and this skin only lasted a few minutes before Fortnite had to remove them forever, as we take a look at 30 cosmetics that will never return to the game. Like the K-pop skin, whose file was added into the game back in Chapter 1, but a few updates later mysteriously removed. The skin also appeared in official artwork for creative mode back in Season 8, and at a very similar time, Samsung announced the iconic skin that was released and we all know, but the K-pop skin just disappeared and Epic never talked about it again, and it was never released to the public. Just like the Imposter Jones's skin were meant to be added and used within the Imposters game mode. In fact, 12 different colored variants of a Jonesy skins were meant to be available. It would make calling out different characters and working out who the imposter was so much easier, and all the files were ready to go, but just as the mode dropped, they scrapped all of these Jonesy skins and they were never released into the game. But it's not just skins. Emotes as well have also been fully made and then never released to the world, like the Icon series emote added in at the beginning of Chapter 3. The emote was encrypted in the in-game files, so people weren't meant to access it, but some sneaky hackers got in and managed to find the audio for this emote and the name Tunak Tunak Toon Song. The actual animation and dance that went along to this emote was never found, and all of the files were removed from the in-game files because of controversies around the singer. Fortnite came up with the idea of the annual pass in 2020, which allowed you to get all of the battle passes for that year, along with 7 exclusive annual pass cosmetics with a price tag of 7,200 V-Bucks. But it turned out that this was actually just a prototype, and Epic Games internally had decided to scrap this idea, and instead this was turned into what we know now as the Fortnite crew packs with monthly rewards for everyone that has it. One of the coolest skins that was meant to come along with the annual pass was the Brilliant Bomber skin. There was other skins as well, including Astra and Bash, but these two skins were eventually released separately, and some sneaky people managed to get a leaked store link to actually purchase this annual pass that wasn't fully released to get the Brilliant Bomber on their account, but most of these people got banned. And the skin has never fully been released, despite it being spotted on official Nerf Fortnite boxes, and most recently, it's actually got its own Lego figure, so the chance of it actually finally coming to the game could actually happen. The first ever item shop pet was called Gunner, meant to match the Raptor skin in colors and design. It was inadvertently almost identical to the Bonesy pet from the previous season's Battle Pass. As a result, they had to remove the pet from the item shop after only 20 hours, apologized for releasing it, took it off of everyone's account, and gave them an extra 200 V-Bucks back, so no one in the world owns this pet backbling anymore. Back in 2018, Fortnite released 2 referee skins as a part of their NFL collaboration. Then in 2020, they released a brand new set of NFL skins again. The new set also contained referee skins. However, if you compare these skins, they're actually identical. Before the release of the new set of NFL skins, they actually sent out the whole cosmetic set to a very select group of creators. When they realized that they'd basically just duplicated these referee skins, they pulled them from the release of the item shop, but all the creators that were sent the skins early were still given them. I've checked my account and I unfortunately don't have them, but a few creators out there do, and they will never make their way to the item shop. Now, the Iron Man NPC that was added onto the map with the big Stark Industries update also saw the addition of a hover emote. This emote had an icon, name, and rarity, and was specifically tied to Iron Man as a built-in emote, a bit like his ability to transform. And it was believed this was meant to come with the skin in that season's Battle Pass, but they decided that literally being able to hover was a bit too overpowered for an emote, so they never ended up releasing it. Gemini skins were first found in-game back in Chapter 1 and had 2 styles, both red and blue. The skins were futuristic and matching back blings and pickaxes, but then they were suddenly removed from the game when Season 9 came around. Astro Assassin took these skins' place, looking very similar, but a big change to their head design. The pickaxes and back bling were actually released during Chapter 2 with quests, and they're actually really rare. It's believed the original skin faces look way too similar from another character from a game called Paladins. The belly dance emote has actually been seen by all of us. If we jumped off the battle bus at the beginning of Chapter 2 and looked off to the left, you would actually see the Rustler skin doing an emote that was never put in the game. All the other skins in the battle pass are doing emotes that are released and are available for us to use. And leakers say that this belly dance emote was actually ready to be released, but they decided to pull it and then was eventually deleted from the in-game files, maybe because the emote's a little bit too suggestive. I love free Christmas skins just as much as anyone else, and when a Christmas tree Guff skin was spotted in an Epic Games skin survey back in 2020, we were all excited for him to come out soon. This Christmas Guff skin could actually be spotted in the 2020 Christmas cabin as a picture on the wall, was used in the season Guffling spray great as one of the Christmas rewards, but instead we ended up getting the Sled Ready Guff and the Guff Gringle skins, but I still really want the Christmas tree version. Fortnite in China no longer exists, but during the period that it did, there were some exclusive cosmetics that were only available over there. 4 items could only be obtained by players playing Fortnite in China, and there was no way to transfer these over to any other Fortnite accounts. These include the Power Grip Pickaxe, the Pointer Pickaxe, the Insignia back bling, and the Penguin back bling. And since now Fortnite China is shut down and unavailable, these will never be available unless Fortnite at some point decide to add them into the normal game. The Swamp Jet glider was meant to be added into the game, but an Epic Games employee actually leaked it and it was never ended up added. This is really mysterious and was meant to match the Swamp Stomper skin, with the glider having a light style and a dark style. It was fully ready, it was designed, I mean you can see the picture on screen here, but Epic decided to scrap it last minute. Meant to be released in Chapter 2, it never was and will probably never see the light of day. The Harmony Lee skin was meant to be released for Rainbow Royale just last year. It was added into the in-game files during Chapter 4. There were 2 different styles for the skin, with a default look and a streetwear look. And the original skin was actually designed by a creator on Twitter. Unfortunately, when the skin was really close to being released, some allegations came out about the original designer. And due to this, Epic Games decided to pull it and never released it. And it's such a pity to see a skin that is fully ready to go, but not actually available for us to use. Epic will want to work in a new type of emote called Shout Communication emotes that actually sound so cool. These emotes would play a short audio clip in-game, were being worked on during Chapter 2. They'd shout out iconic moments like Courage JD saying, "Bow down to Booger." There's a moment taken from the Fortnite World Cup, or even Obi-Wan Kenobi saying, "I have the high ground." You can see a list on screen here of some of the audio shouts that were going to be added. Can you imagine literally shouting 1v1 me or "I have the high ground" as you build on top of someone? An amazing idea, but just 6 days after Fortnite started adding files into the game, they took it out again, and I've got to say, this needs to come back because it will create some incredible moments. Rare cosmetics mean a lot to people. I've bought thousands over the years, but sometimes they've been accidentally added into the item shop for a very short amount of time, allowing people to pick them up when they're not meant to. Like the Mako glider that was meant to be a season shop exclusive glider in 2018, but it appeared in the item shop for just a few minutes, years after it was originally released. The Reflex outfit was added to the item shop, removed because it was meant to be an NVIDIA exclusive skin. They later gave people the black and red skin instead. The Rambunctious emote was removed because of a 2018 lawsuit, and the Share the Wealth emote was removed from the item shop because they added it in just one day after Epic Games laid off loads of their employees. Not a good look. Kirby was meant to come to the game in 2020. As a huge Nintendo fan like myself, his character was spotted in the official Party Royale launch trailer, where they ended up having to re-release it with a blurred version of Kirby, trying to hide him from the game. And at the same time, Nintendo added a Kirby wallpaper to their site with the Fortnite logo on it as well. A collaboration was meant to happen here, but it never did, a bit like the Samus Aran skin from Metroid Prime, with internal Epic Games documents leaking the fact that this was meant to be coming to the game. Loads of information on here has come true, like the fact we're going to get Ariana Grande, we've now got Lady Gaga years later, and The Rock. All of these things have come true, apart from this one, a skin that would look incredible in Fortnite, with there even being a teaser outline of the Samus Aran armored skin spotted in the Batman Zero War comic. But since this moment, it's never been spoke of again, and it sounds like the communication between Nintendo and Epic Games broke down for all of these collabs to not happen. A bit like Katniss Everdeen, of course from the Hunger Games, was actually meant to be one of the hunters included in Chapter 2, Season 5. We got a ton of collaboration hunters added into the game. It was also included in that set of internal Epic Games documents as one of the collaborations they were working on including, and it would have been perfect for the next Chapter 2 season, which included bows. No files for Katniss Everdeen ever actually entered the game, and I guess with Epic working on so many collaborations at one time, some of them just never end up happening. Now, you all probably recognize the sound of this emote from the Chapter 2 Season 2 Battle Pass. This was going to be turned into a jam track. In fact, it was turned into a jam track, ready to add to the item shop. Who wouldn't want to play along on the guitar and drums to this awesome Fortnite song? But a few days after it was added to the game, Epic removed it from the game, and it has never been properly released. But I really hope it comes out one day. But not as much as everyone wants Travis Scott to return. The iconic skin that was available during the release of the huge in-game concert, which has never returned since, but Fortnite actually planned on making the skin return to the item shop, added everything it needed to pop up into the item store in January 2021, and it was meant to appear months later in April 2021. But for some reason, just 4 hours after it was loaded up into the item shop, ready to go live, Epic Games removed it. This was months before the unfortunate tragedy that happened at the Astroworld live concert. There was no reason for Epic Games to not re-release the skin. And since then, Epic have openly said that it's actually up to Travis himself if he wants a skin to return. And Epic Games aren't stopping it from happening. So we need to be hounding Travis Scott himself if we want this skin back in the game. Later on in 2021, we were meant to get an Icon Series emote for the song AM to PM. It was added into the game with one of the new updates at the time. But unfortunately, DaBaby, who's on the track, made some comments in real life that Epic Games were not keen on and scrapped the release of his emote and have never returned any of his other tracks in-game, with the AM to PM emote actually fully deleted from the game. Did you know we were meant to get skins from the Matrix films also in 2021? This was a hot year for things coming out, with leakers finding names for both Neo and Trinity. When the Matrix finally arrived into the item shop, there were no specific skins to be found, but the IDs for those two names were still there. And of course, we've already had Keanu Reeves officially added in the game with his official John Wick skin, so adding him in again through the Matrix wouldn't be too hard for Epic Games to do. And it was due to release in December alongside the Matrix Resurrection movie, but it looks like we're never going to see these skins in game. Something that I do think will eventually be released, despite the fact it's been worked on now for 5 years. Back in 2019, Epic started working on Weapon Charms, a brand new type of cosmetic that can be attached to your weapon to customize it even more beyond wraps. They were first found in the in-game files for the release of Chapter 2 many years ago. It even had its own locker slot in-game as well. And this cosmetic type was intended to be tied to achievements and unlocks in-game rather than a purchasable cosmetic. But obviously, they were never released, and I believe that because you can't see your weapon very much in third-person mode, we're waiting for the inevitable release of first-person mode where weapon charms on your gun will be a lot more obvious and make a lot more sense. And Epic Games actually deleted an emote from a skin by accident, and it took them 6 weeks to fix it. In the Winterfest update for Chapter 5 recently, Fortnite accidentally deleted a built-in Metamorphosis emote for Kado Thorn that transforms him into a vampire. It disappeared out of everyone's locker, the skin literally could not transform, and it took 6 weeks for Epic Games to realize they'd messed up, fix it, and put it back in the game. And cosmetics that I still hope to get released, tied to Bastille Day items, with a Cerbere back bling and a Baguette back pickaxe, these we thought would be given to everyone for free last year, with cosmetics obviously tied to France. But at the time, the country was going through a little bit of turbulence, and Epic Games didn't want to associate with that by releasing these specific French-themed items, despite the fact they were going to be free for everyone. And even though they weren't released at the time, you can actually see pictures on the Chapter 5 island right now with these cosmetics in their photo frames. So maybe Epic Games do still plan on releasing them, but this year instead. And I'm also a massive Formula 1 fan, and added into the game files recently were specific skins tied to different teams in F1. McLaren, Mercedes, Red Bull, Williams, and AlphaTauri all had skins with their own outfits on that look amazing. We've of course got the addition of Rocket Racing recently, and I'm still hoping that maybe we could get F1 cars in Rocket Racing that we could also then use in Battle Royale, and then they'd release these skins alongside them. But for now, they've been removed from the in-game files, and I'm just hoping that they return soon. Did you know at one point we were going to be able to customize our own battle bus? That's right, worked on all the way back in late Chapter 1. There was going to be an item slot in our locker to be able to customize our battle bus that says jump from a personalized battle bus, so everyone in game would actually see a different version of it depending on what cosmetics they'd applied. However, that would maybe be a little bit confusing. They decided to scrap this idea. Instead, we get different themed battle buses throughout the year for Fortnite Mares, FNCS, etc., instead of our own custom ones. Now, there's an emote that's still in the in-game files right now called the Koi Dance emote. It was a part of the Gen Hoshino Soundwave series all the way in 2022, but the weird thing is the emote never had any sound to it. So during the Soundwave show, you could use the emote, but it was completely silent. It had everything ready to go into the item shop for us to purchase, but obviously it wasn't released because it'd be an emote that literally made no noise. Maybe Epic Games is still working on it, and one day we can use it properly. And probably one of the most iconic cosmetic screw-up from Epic Games was in late 2023, where Fortnite had to introduce an age rating system to all of their maps in Fortnite. For creative maps had to have different age ratings, and as a result, skins in-game would also be given age ratings, meaning you couldn't use certain rated skins on certain maps, basically limiting some of the cosmetics you could use in-game. Over 130 cosmetics, 280 accessories were restricted, and the community was so upset about this that Epic Games had to fully revert it. However, there are a few handful extreme skins like the Devourer, Big Mouth, and Carnage that remain restricted even to this day. Guys, if you want to see 1 hour of the funniest Fortnite TikToks, moments, and memes, I've got the video right here, so I'm about to disappear. I really hope you enjoyed, so click on screen here to watch another video. I'll see you over there.